back. We're reading the Sealed Nectar, a Patreon requested book. It's been fascinating so far. Really loving it. It's the biography of the noble prophet, peace be with him. It's a little pocket-sized one because when I finish it, I can carry it with me. Okay, so we're on page 138, and this is titled The First Stage, Strife in the Way of the Call. And then 3 years of secret call. It is well known that Mecca was the religious center for the Arabs and housed the custodians of the Kaaba. Protection and guardianship of the idols and stone-carved images that were honored by all the Arabs lay in the hands of the Meccans. Okay. Hence the difficulty of hitting the target of reform and goodness in a place considered the center of idolatry. So think about that. You want to bring change to an area that's the center of that thing you want to change. That's intense. Working in such an atmosphere no doubt requires unshakable will and determination. Facts. That is why the initial call to Islam assumed a limited form, so that the Meccans should not be enraged by the unexpected surprise. The next paragraph says, the early converts. The Prophet, peace be with him, naturally initiated his sacred mission right from home and then moved to the people closely associated with him. He called unto Islam whomsoever he thought would attest the truth which had come from his Lord. In fact, a host of people who nursed not the least seed of doubt as regards the Prophet, peace be with him, immediately responded and quite readily embraced the true faith. They are known in the Islamic literature as the early converts. Khadija, may the Lord be happy with her, I think is that symbol, the Prophet's spouse, the mother of believers, was the first to enter the fold of Islam, followed by his freed slave Zayd bin Haritha bin Shahrahil al-Kalbi, may Allah be happy with him. That's awesome. She was the first convert. That's good. If you have something that you believe in and then your partner's kind of like, hey, I don't want to be part of it, you'd be like, you're my partner though. His cousin Ali bin Abi Talib, may Allah be happy with him, who had been living with him since his early childhood. Okay. And next came his intimate friend Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, peace be with him. All of those professed Islam on the very first day of the call. Abu Bakr, from the first day he embraced Islam, proved to be an energetic and most zealous activist. He was wealthy, obliging, mild, and upright. People used to frequent his house and draw near to him for his knowledge, friendship, pleasant company, and business. He invited to Islam whomever he had confidence in. Look at that. He invited to Islam whomever he had confidence in. Not just inviting every Joe Schmo. Through his personal efforts, a good number of people converted to Islam, such as Uthman bin Affan al-Umawi, as Zubair bin Awam al-Asadi, Abdurrahman bin Auf, Sa'id bin Abi Waqas, Az-Zuhriyan, and Talha bin Ubaidullah at-Taymi. Those 8 men constituted the forerunners and, more specifically, the front line of the new faith in Arabia. Among the early Muslims were Bilal bin Rabah, the Abyssinian, Abu Ubaidah, Amir bin al-Jarrah from Bani Harith bin Fir, the most trustworthy of the Muslim nation. He's got the whole squad being built up, pretty much. Abu Salma bin Abdusad al-Arkam bin Abul Arkam from the tribe of Makhzum. From the tribe of Makhzum. Uthman bin Maz'un and his 2 brothers, Kudema and Abdullah. Ubaidah bin al-Harith bin al-Mutalib bin Abd Manaf, Sayyid bin Zayd al-Adawi, and his wife Fatima, daughter of al-Khattab, the sister of Umar bin al-Khattab, Khabab bin al-Arat, Abdullah bin Musud al-Hadhali, and many others. These were known as the first of Muslim predecessors. They belonged to various clans of the Quraysh. Okay, so the Quraysh are like really important, it appears, like, because we learned about them, right, in the previous section. They have like a huge history. It's really interesting. I've never heard of them until the Sealed Nectar. I wonder if they would mention that in a world history class. Ibn Hisham, a biographer, counted them to be more than 40. So 40 clans, basically, right? And considering some of them to be among the foremost converts may not be correct. Ibn Ishaq said, "Then people entered the fold of Islam in hosts, men or women, and the new faith could no longer be secret. The Prophet, peace be with him, used to meet and teach the new converts the religion in privacy, because the call to Islam was still running on an individual and secret basis." This is interesting because you have to kind of sometimes keep it on the DL when you're first starting your movement out, because you don't want infiltrators who are going to destroy it or move it to where they want it to go, right? AstroTurf is a political term when there's the grassroots, which means comes from the people, but a fake PSYOP person getting in there, someone implanted by the CIA, or any other government official, or any other sect really. They go in, they start something, we call it AstroTurf. It's like artificial, it's not real, right? So it would make sense that if you want to get something going, at first you have to start small and get your squad built, and then start saying what it's about. That way you're all on the same page, because everybody just starts going out and you're not under a unified message yet and know what's going on. It won't spread as easy, or it'll get co-opted. Revelation accelerated and continued after the first verses of "O you wrapped in garments." The verses and pieces of surah chapters reveal that this time were short, with wonderful strong pauses and quite fascinating rhythms. Hey! Rhythms, strong pauses, in full harmony with that delicate whispering setting. The central topic running through them focused on purifying the soul and preventing the Muslims from falling prey to the deceptive glamour of life. Look, the soul and preventing Muslims from falling prey to the deceptive glamour of life. I remember when, back in the day, if you remember, family, like, one of the things that really I started to notice about Muslims was that they are a group that isn't as easily strayed away into corporate consumption, right? Now, indeed, that's slowly, the fashion industry will find a way to get on that train. Gucci will create some like $700 hijab, or something, like, you never know what they'll do, but they'll find a way to try to break in to turn Muslims away from their humble life into the purely like overly extravagant debt, right? Now, I know some people are gonna say, oh, look at the rich princes in Saudi Arabia. So I've looked at those videos too. They have a cheetah, whatever. That's the exception, right? Very few people live like that. So, but when I think of Muslims, I don't think of like the obnoxious rich people. I think about somebody like humble and quiet and is just worshiping. Like, I think of like somebody like Habib, like when I saw that, like somebody just being like obedient and patient and focused. I don't think of the negative stereotypes. So the deceptive of glamour life, that is saying that it was a goal for Islam to prevent people from buying into that glamour, right? It's interesting. It's something that I've noticed, and in the Quran it says itself, right? The glitz and glamour of this world are an illusion. It's not real. So, no, if you think about it conspiratorial wise, that would explain why the entire these globalized networks are working extra hard to take over the Middle East. Not just for the resources, but to get the people to move out of there and leave, do a brain drain, they call it. A brain drain is when you attack a place and then all the intelligence, relative intelligence, or the potential intelligence and power of that nation decides to leave because it's not safe anymore. You disperse people, and then when they disperse, you force them to integrate in what you want, and it's easier for them to be overwhelmed by the new culture, and then they get absorbed into it, right? You want integration, but there's the difference between integration and erasing. So it's very fascinating when you think about it. It's something that I'm really thinking about a lot philosophically lately. And then it continues. The early verses used to give as well a highly accurate account of the hell and the garden paradise, leading the believers down a new course diametrically opposed to the ill practices widespread amongst their compatriots. Okay, look, this says as-salat, the prayer. I've heard this word. The order for salat was not among the early revelations. Ibn Hajar said, definitely the Prophet, peace be with him, used to pray before the night journey, but it still remains a matter of controversy whether or not the prayer was established as an obligatory ritual before imposing the rules of the sacred I lost my spot. Sorry, family. Before imposing the rules of the usual 5 prayers a day. It is related that obligatory prayer was established twice a day, in the morning before sunrise and after sunset. It is reported through a chain of narrators that when the Prophet, peace be with him, received the first revelation, Jibril, may the Creator be happy with him symbol, I think, the angel proceeded and taught him how to observe wudu, ablution. Whoa, what? That would be, imagine an angel teaching you something. It's hard enough to be trained by I've had to be trained sometimes with the owners of a company, even of a restaurant and other stuff where they work directly next to you. And you can get a little nervous because you're like, oh, am I going to mess up? Sometimes you mess up just because they're there, right? Imagine an entity from a different dimension that literally can travel like you can't, and is just this supernatural being trying to teach you how to do this wudu. I mean, I'd freak out. Even if I'm washing my hands, I'd be like, where's my hand? Calm down, you can do it. I'd be like, I can't do it. I couldn't focus. My mind would be just too blown. I couldn't take it. When the Prophet, peace be with him, finished, he took a handful of water and sprinkled it on his loins. Your loins is your groin, right? A narration with similar meanings was recorded by Ibn Majah. Similar was reported from Al-Bara bin Azib and Ibn Abbas, may Allah be happy with him. But in his narration, Ibn Abbas said, and that was during the beginning of its obligation. Ibn Hisham mentioned that when there was a time for prayers, the Prophet, peace be with him, and his companions would go into a mountain valley to pray secretly. Abu Talib once saw Allah's Messenger, peace be with him, and Ali, peace be with him, praying. He asked them what they were up to. When he was informed that it was obligatory prayer, he told them to stay constant on their practice. Yeah, because it says stay constant in their prayers. Establish regular prayers. I remember that in the Quran. It says that a lot. Okay, now the next paragraph says, the Qurayshites learn about the call. Wow, we're learning a lot, family. During the stage of the call, look at that. I like how, about the call. Not a call. The call. You notice that? In a private manner and on the individual basis, it's news leaked to the Quraysh. But they paid little attention to it, since the Prophet, peace be with him, was not assaulting their religion, nor speaking about their gods. For three underground years of activism, a group of believers emerged stamped by a spirit of brotherhood and cooperation with one definite objective in their mind. Yeah, exactly. You have to have a unified message before you get going. Propagating and deeply establishing the call unto Islam. For full 3 years, Muhammad, peace be with him, had been content to teach within a rather narrow circle. Like, a lot of philosophers did that. Plato, Socrates especially. The time, however, had come to preach the faith of the Lord openly. Then revelation descended, giving Allah's messenger, peace be with him, the duty of publicizing it for his people, to confront them, invalidate their falsehood, and crush down their idolatrous practices. Wow, it's merging, ready to bring on the change. Wow, I'm still freaking out. Jibril. I'd be so scared to get a lesson taught by an angel. I don't know. Maybe I'd be freaking out. What about you?